Hey, how's it going, everybody? I wanted to put up my quick thoughts on the long walk. Uh, whew, a guy at work had told me about the long walk, and I was like, yeah, man, I seen the previews of it. I was thinking about getting it, and I told him I didn't want to get it because I didn't know too much about it. I said, man, it just looks. I said, I just don't get into a bunch of people walking and getting shot. So what's the purpose, But this engineer guy, man, we talk about video games. So he's at work, goes, no, man, he said, I think you like it. I said, because we got kind of same similar, opinions when it comes to uh, movies and stuff. So I'm like, all right. So I'll read the plot synopsis, but man, this movie was deep. This movie was something else. Long Walk 2025 is a dystopian thriller film directed by Francis Lawrence based on Stephen King's novel about a deadly annual uh, televised contest uh, uh, where 50 teenage boys must walk continuously uh, or face execution, with the sole survivor winning a life changing prize. Whew! Man, I ain't gonna lie, you guys. This movie was a trip. I mean, it was a trip. It seemed like my face in it. This movie was a trip. I took 2 days to get through this movie. I seen the first kid get shot in the face. And I was like, I don't know, man. I kept saying, I don't know about this movie. But here's the thing. What makes this movie really good is that you really have to listen to it. I think that the best way I can describe it is that what engaged me is the walk itself. Uh, what was the reasoning for the walk? There was a grand prize. You can have anything you want and all that kind of stuff. But the problem was, man, these guys was becoming friends, but they knew that they was going to be getting shot, and there was a lot of stuff in there. There was cramps. There was, you know, having to use the restroom. Uh, tie your shoe. Uh, you know, it was. I was surprised because I just could not see how you can make a movie like that. I just like, what's the point? But you have to listen to this story. You have to really listen to the story. You got to pay attention to the conversations. The conversations. And the closest thing I could see to that is like, you guys remember movie about these three Stand By Me. Stand By Me was a bunch of kids trying to look for this kid that got killed or something. I haven't watched in a while, but the whole movie focused on those kids trying to find this dead kid that got killed by. Was that kid black? I don't know. It's been a while since I watched that movie, but they ended up finding the kid. But while they was trying to find the kid, they had these conversations amongst themselves. And that's what this was. This was pretty. And it took me 2 days to watch this because I have to get my sleep. I have to pump some iron. I have to do I'm getting ready to do cardio here in the next half hour. But I, this is an excellent movie. I might buy it. I really might buy this movie. And it throws you a curveball, man, because you can't tell who's going. You can tell who's going to win, but then again, you can't tell who's going to win. The movie gets to you a little bit, man, because it didn't get to you emotionally. It just got to you because you got attached to these people. You know. And what was neat about this movie was when I was watching it, you see somebody come up and start talking, I'll be like, where'd he come from? But they would introduce a new character to the movie. And there was parts in there where this kid made this kid get mad, and the kid took a swing at him and he missed. And when he missed, he fell on his face. And when he fell on his face, I mean, the asphalt just tore off his flesh. And when he got up, he was dizzy. And you have to walk like you have to walk fast, like 3 minutes, a 3 minute walk fast, kind of like. So if you go under that time, they say, you know, number so and so, first warning, number so and so, second warning. But that kid made that kid mad that kid went to take a swing and they was walking. You're not allowed to stop. So he missed him and he hit his face and his flesh come off. And so when he got up, he was dizzy and he couldn't get he got shot in the head. I was like, dang, man, what the French? And so the kid that was asshole, he seen what he did and he acted like he didn't care. But man, later on, man, it just was, as you watch the movie, man, he was walking and he wasn't talking for a while. He was just pissing everybody off, saying all this stuff, man, like a little asshole kid. But as that movie progressed, man, you could tell it was eating him up. And he finally told this one guy, he goes, man, he goes, I can't get that out of my head. He goes, I know you guys probably think I'm just a net man, but he played it so good because you could tell it got so in his head. I didn't really mean for that to happen because they're all going to die except for one person. But the conversations that they had and how they kind of band together, man, like they all knew they was going to die though. As soon as somebody looked like they was going to quit, they tried to help them up. And then sometimes they was all slowed down. They all three was going to get shot. They tried their best. Come on, man. Come on, come on. They said, second warning, and then when you get to that second warning, man, they had to let that person go and they just start walking fast. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. Pow! And they shoot that person. I'm shocked how good this is. I'm shocked. Because this guy at work told me about this movie, and I'm like, man, I kept saying, I don't know, man. I said, I was going to watch it, but I just stopped knowing. I just don't. It's a great, it's shockingly, surprisingly good. Because for a while there, I was like, well, maybe them two guys are going to get killed. Maybe it's going to be somebody I don't even know. Because the way this movie unfolds, man, it looks like anybody was going to win. There are some movies you could tell who's going to end up being the one that, But I had a funny feeling it was down to the two guys. But then again, I thought it was going to be the Indian guy. But the Indian guy, man, he lasted for a while. Then they had this guy that was a jock. He was like in shape. He lasted for a long time, but he finally told him, say, hey, guys, hey, he said, I can't go no more. He goes, he just told him, man, I forgot what he said, but he said, just keep walking. And he stood there and they said, first warning, they kept telling him, says number, first warning, says number, second warning, and they start walking. It was like getting all messed up in the head. It's like, because he just told me, I said, man, and he was the one that was in shape. Looked like he was going to be the one that was going to make it, but he got shot in the head. I mean, them headshots was just something else. And then I was like, damn. And then the Indian guy, man, he got mad, and because they had these army people driving with the gun, and they put the gun up like that, man. As soon as you slow down, they give you that third warning, man. They just popped them right there. So that Indian guy was like, man, he said, they was getting mad at those Indian guys, man. It was like, man, they was doing like this. They was like, I'll fucking kill you. This was a good movie. Shockingly, this was a good movie. I mean, shockingly. I just can't handle these type of movies, but then again, I can. They wrap a good story around it. I was like, dang, man. I was like, what kind of pride? I mean, I said, you can win anything your heart desires. But I've been like, you know what? They asked me to do long walk. I said, man, I'm just gonna stick with potatoes and water. Fuck it, I'm gonna be poor. I was just like, I don't care, man. I like life, man. I just deal with being poor. I don't know how that you have to watch the movie though, because Lord, it had Mark Hamill in it. Mark Hamill, everybody said that Mark Hamill wasn't in this movie that much. I thought he was in it enough. But you have to find out why they was doing this in the movie though. There's the reason why they was doing it, and all that kind of stuff. But it was so weird because they all one person knew he was going to win, but when it comes to trying to get somebody up, and they couldn't get him up, and then they turned around. He's like, oh, oh, they was just like it was getting inside their head because they was hearing that gunshot. It's like, I just, it's like, oh, they was walking fast. I just don't look back. The one guy, this one black dude, man, he started having a nosebleed. And before that, he had to take a poop. And so they were walking, they were talking, and he looked like he's from, Africa or something, but I think I've seen him in movies before, but he's a good actor. But they said, number so and so and so and so, first warning. They turned around, they looked, said, what the hell? He had to pull his pants down. He started just pooping. Hey, it was coming out. And then he pulled up his pants and he got his speed back up. And he come walking up. He put his arms around him. And he's like, said, man, they said, man, you couldn't hold it? He goes, no, man, I couldn't hold it. He's walking. He goes, man, you need to kind of like get behind us a little bit, man. You need to wipe your ass, because he goes, yeah, I know. He goes, man, he said, no offense. So he had to let him go, man. It was kind of fun. It had some good parts in here, man. But, whew, Lord. Then he got killed later on because he started having a nosebleed. And then when he had his nosebleed, his nose kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. He couldn't do anything because it was a long walk. And finally he walked up to him. He goes, hey, man, he says, he was losing his strength and they was holding on to him, but you have to have a certain speed. And I felt, God, man, I liked his character too, man. And he's like, hey, let me go. They said, come on, man, come on. I said, no, man, it's just time to let me go. He goes, I've been losing a lot of blood. He goes, I can't do nothing about this nosebleed. He goes, I think other parts of my body starting to shut down. I can't go on no more. He goes, just let me go. He goes, all I ask is don't look. Don't turn around and look. He goes, just don't look. And so they let him go, man. And they just turned around, man. They started walking, man. It was messing with their head, man. And shot him. The Indian guy, though, man. That Indian kid, man, he's like, screw this. So he was walking and he was getting angry, man. I love the conversation between everybody. So he's getting angry. So he's walking and the guy is in the Jeep with the gun, the gun that they shooting all these kids with. And then they had a Jeep over here and then they had somebody in front riding. So you had somebody driving this way that could shoot down on him. You had somebody this way that could shoot him. You had somebody over here that could shoot him. And yeah, I think they had somebody behind them as well, man. So they was covered. So the Indian dude was slick. So he's walking, man. He's getting close to this Jeep. And he was like walking, and this about over half the movie's over by then. This Indian guy, man, all of a sudden, man, he's like, oh, you know what? Fuck it, man. He runs up, man. They say, hey, no. And he's like this, and he's running like this, and he runs over, and he grabs that gun, and he shoots that one of the army guys, and he starts shooting people, and they lit him up. And then he's knowing he's dying, and he's got bullets in him, he's bleeding. He starts doing some Indian chant, and they took him out. Then there was this Asian kid, man. I really like that Asian kid. And his body was shutting down, but man, I liked his character too, man. He tried so hard, man. And he couldn't do it no more either. This little Asian dude, man. I liked his characters. I ain't gonna lie, I liked all these characters, tell you too. Damn. But the one dude that was the one that caused that one kid to die, man, he played that. He said, I can't get it out of my head, man. He goes, I kept telling him, said, man, it's all right, man, because they didn't like him at first until he started. He said, I don't want to stop. I just was like, I was messing with him, but I know I'm a jerk. He goes, but I can't, I just can't. He just, I can't. He said, I just can't. And then what did he do? Somehow he got a hold of one of the army guns, and they lit him up, and he fell to his knees. How did he die? I think the Indian guy shot himself. No, yeah. That one asshole kid cut his throat because he told him I couldn't take it no more. So he went like this, goes like that. And he's like, oh, dude, no, man, no. So obviously he's losing blood, so he can't walk no hardly fast. So he's slowing down. And they lit him up. And the Indian guy, they put bullets in him after he killed that one army guy. So he still had that gun. And he just looks at him like this, and he more or less like, y'all ain't taking me out. So because they already had a couple bullets. They had like 3 bullets in him after he killed somebody. He took that guy he killed, took his rifle, and he just looked at him after he does the Indian chant, and he just like, poof. This was some deep stuff. The ending was a trip, though, because you couldn't tell. You know what's cool? Is you couldn't really tell, man, who was going to survive. So I thought the black dude was going to, because the black dude that made a statement, he's a good actor, too. Everybody's a good actor in this. When the black dude made a statement saying, man, he said, he said, I'll think about when, he said, when I get on my knees, I'm just going to give up. You know, because they was telling he said, so they got towards this area where there was a bunch of people. I guess this is supposed to be towards the end of it, man. I mean, they were going for days. And he was talking to that guy, and the white guy looked at him, he turned around, he was on his knees, and he ran back and got him. He goes, no, don't you do that, don't you do that. He goes, man, we're going to finish this race, we're going to finish this race. And he said, all right. So he says, man, and then they started walking, and the black guy was, had his arm around the white dude. The white dude's just talking to him, man, talking to him, trying to get him fired up. And so he got him all fired up, man, got him talking. And, he's like, yeah, man, and then he backed up, and I was like, what the hell? And he took the kill. So the white dude I thought was going to win, he ended up getting killed. And he's like, no, man. He runs back, man. He goes, no, man. This is I ain't gonna lie, I don't like to cuss, man. This is a crazy ass movie, you guys. I don't know, this movie got to me. Not to me in a, like, sad, just to me, it's just like in your head. It's like, God. Because you think that they didn't want to get close to each other because they all going to die. There's only one person's going to win this race. You can have anything you want. And that ending, Mark Hamill, he said, all right, son. He says, what do you want? He goes, I want one. He told me because he wants one. He said, I want one of those guns. He goes, go ahead and give it to him. He goes, you sure that's what you want? He goes, yeah. He give it to him. He puts it on him like this. He goes, oh, son. He goes, hey, you don't want to do that. And because that one guy said that he wanted him to take him out because he killed his dad in part of the walk. You guys, this is some crazy. You know what? I'm going to order it after I get done with this. I'm going to order this on 4K. I'm going to even text my daughter and tell my daughter to watch this. Woo, this is a good movie. Shockingly good. I really didn't think they was going to be able to. I kept saying, man, it's just a long walk. Man. I said, you talking about the guy at work? So you seen a long walk? People at work would tell me, guy at work, another guy said, you seen a long walk, Vic? And I go, nah, man, it's just a long walk with a bunch of people getting killed. So, nah, man, I ain't watching that. So I just don't get the concept, man. Because, no, you ought to give it a shot. So, man, I said, nah, man, nah, I'm not watching it. Everybody kept telling me to watch. So this engineer dude at work told me, so man, you ought to watch it, man. So he taught me into watching it. He taught me into watching it. It took 2 days to finish, and I love this movie. Don't get me wrong. It's a trip. It's a trip. But I'm going to order it right now. So, The Long Walk. God bless. We'll catch you next video. We'll see you.